Welcome to the Root of Power podcast, where I teach you how to chase your joy, find alignment, and create a life and a business that you love, using actionable methods, interviews, and inspiring stories from people who know that true freedom is found within. I'm your host, your always hype woman and sometimes ass kicker, Amanda Chills, and I am so proud of you for choosing to step into your power. Come along, we've got dreams to build. Okay, my love, I have put everything that I offer for free on one page so that we are not doing more work than we have to, because why would we do that? Hashtag work smarter, not harder. So livemyhappyhealth.com/free. You are going to find everything I've created for not only leveling up in your personal life and building a life that you love, but leveling up in your business life and building a business that you love. Okay? livemyhappyhealth.com/free. Love you. I have a feeling this episode is going to be so fun. So I'm filming like a batch of these today, and all of them I'm just talking off the cuff. Most of the time I like plan out like a rough framework of what I'm going to say. I never work from a script because that feels like eating hot mayonnaise to me. So hard pass on that one. But when I was thinking about this one today, I was listening to a podcast episode this morning by Lacey Seitz. She does the podcast Literally. And first of all, she's dumb brilliant. So if you haven't listened to that podcast, please do. She is wonderful. But she was talking about one of her clients and a theme that she notices with a lot of her clients where like they're kind of delusional about goals that they have, and it always works out for them. So when she said that, I was like, oh, that's literally my whole life. It's literally my whole life. And I'm going to contrast that with a theme that I see in a lot of my clients for you, because I think it's a really interesting, one, dynamic, and two, comparison. So like I'm someone, if you know me in real life, bless you, first of all. You're welcome. If you know me in real life, you know that like I am completely fucking delusional about the things I can get done, about the dreams that I can achieve, about what I'm capable of doing, about what I'm capable of doing well. I'm someone who really sits on the edge of like, I'm great at everything. Everything is easy. I'm literally the best person for almost any job. I can figure anything out. Like I can basically achieve anything that I want. And a lot of people, when they first meet me, one, think I'm joking. I'm not. I'm dead ass serious. Two, they think that I'm a little bit insane, which is super fair. Like, yeah, if you've listened to any episodes of this podcast, you're probably like, yeah, she's a little weird, but like, in real life, not only is there like the words that come out of my mouth for the podcast, but there's a very intense energy that I have and that I like radiate essentially. So like a friend of mine said that I like push energy. And that makes a lot of sense. He's like, some people radiate energy and that like, it kind of feels like they bask in the glow. It feels warm. And he was like, you don't do that. You push energy. Like people are either lifted up by it or they're like pushed over by it essentially. So imagine like a wave crashing, like you either jump with it and it lifts you, or you essentially get hit by a wave and you like fall on your ass. So what happens when like people interact with me, because I'm so like, I just believe in myself so hard that like, there's no other option but success. Literally failure is not a thing. And I was talking to a friend of mine about this like yesterday morning or whatever day he stopped by. And he started a new business. So he's like working for himself and he's like, it's so great. Like, it's so fun. It's, you know, it's on me, but I don't really feel any pressure. And I said, listen, feel free to borrow the belief that I operate under, which is if it's up to me, and it always is, I always win. I always get what I want. I never lose. Because the person making sure it comes true is me. Why would I Why would I not follow that through? Why would I not give myself exactly what I want? So, which then comes into the belief of like, I always get what I want. I can have anything that I want. Anything I want to do, I can do. It's literally just a series of steps. Everything is easy. Everything comes easily to me. Everyone loves working with me. People love to pay me. People love to support me. Like, and you may hear this and be like, you arrogant bitch. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why am I listening to this? Which, hang on a minute, let me explain. If you feel triggered by that, you may, not that you definitely do, but you may have a belief system where you're quote unquote realistic, right? I've never met someone who calls themselves realistic that isn't literally just a pessimist. They think things won't work out because they think that protects them from getting their hopes up and then getting disappointed. Let me be maybe the first person to tell you, you can't help but get your hopes up because you can't control that. You can't control getting your hopes up. You don't protect yourself from being disappointed. You don't protect yourself from failure if you are lying to yourself about what you're hoping, if you're lying to yourself about what you're wanting. It doesn't protect you. It doesn't work. So you may as well have very high hopes and low expectations. I hope and know that everything is going to work out for me. It always does. Everything works in my favor. Even the shit that I hate works out in my favor. I always get what I want. Because if I don't get what I say I want, some part of me is in conflict with that, which means I'm getting what I want. If I say I want to run a marathon, but I don't want to train, I'm not going to run a marathon, which means I get what I want. What I want is to not train. So the beauty of being delusional is that it makes it a lot easier to follow through with things because you're not becoming your own block. You're not pre-deciding that it won't work out. You're not pre-deciding that it's going to suck. You're not pre-deciding that it's too hard. There's too many steps. No one will believe in you. Nobody will help you. You just can't do it. So the beautiful thing about being absolutely fucking delusional is you think you can do anything, which, by the way, is way more fucking motivating than being like, well, I don't know if I can do it. I don't think I can, but I can try and I just don't really know, but I guess we'll see what happens. Like, fuck off with that energy versus, of course I can do it. That'll be easy for me. Yeah, obviously I can do that. I'm going to crush that. I'm going to be amazing at that. If I picked up a violin for the first time, I'm going to be like, I'm the world's best violin player. Stravinsky wishes he were me. Like, when you're that level of psycho, essentially, all your brain hears is the words, which becomes a belief. And beliefs motivate and inspire action. So if you are chronically saying, I'm unmotivated, I wish I had some motivation. The problem is I'm just not motivated. Perhaps you just need to be more delusional. Everything is easy for you. Of course you can do that. You're literally the best person on the planet for that. I was talking to a client yesterday about how they struggle to accept help. They struggle if they ask for something and someone does it to not feel guilty. They struggle to allow themselves to be supported, essentially. And I said, what if we were just delusional about it and we adopted like a queen energy? Like, of course they're doing that for me. They fucking should. Like, you should be worshiping me. You should be doing things for me. Like, that's literally the dynamic that we have. I'm the queen. Now, I say that a little bit as a joke. Like, the point is that it's delusional. The point is not that you think you're better than everyone else. The point is not that you put yourself on a pedestal and everybody's below you. Like, that's not the point of what I'm saying. What I'm saying is what matters is the words that you say and the energy that you bring to them. And if you're being a little bit delusional, it's usually in a little bit of jest, right? It's a little bit of joke, which means now you're in a good mood because you're joking. Guess what's easier to move when it's lighter? Fucking everything. So if you're having a sense of humor about how amazing you are, you're going to be way more inclined to do whatever actions you need to do to hit whatever goal you're wanting to hit. Like, I want to build a house. I will be building a house in the next probably year. Bay and I will be building a house in the next year. So I could tell myself it's going to be so hard. Oh my God, all the contractors do is rip you off. It'll be so hard to find one. I can never find help. It's going to be so expensive. I don't even think I'll get a loan. Which, if you're a quote unquote realist, is what you think, right? Or I could be delusional as fuck about it and be like, it's going to be so easy. It's going to take half the time I think. It's going to come in way under budget. It's going to be the world's most beautiful house, hands down. Like, it's going to be my dream house, and it's going to be so much easier than I think. And it's going to be so fun to build. Now, in reality, is it going to be painful at times? Yeah, obviously it is, right? I'm not stupid. I'm just delusional. They're not the same. But why would I tell myself that it's going to be so hard and so terrible? Which immediately creates heaviness, creates stuckness, creates quicksand in my body. When I can tell myself it's going to be the best thing ever, it's going to be the most fun thing ever. And that creates lightness, that creates movement, that creates inspiration to move. Like, do you understand why I'm going with the delusional route, right? Now, if you struggle with imposter syndrome, this is something that will help you. If you struggle with always thinking of the bad first, this is something that will help you. If you struggle with self-confidence, this is something that will help you. Like, just go be delusional. Your brain's only going to hear all these positive, wonderful words. Your body's going to feel lighter. It's going to be easier to move. You're going to stop saying, oh God, I wish I was motivated to do this. And you're just going to go do the thing, because now the conflict, which was you, is removed. And life is a lot more fun. You ever met someone who has a problem for every solution? It kind of sucks. You ever met someone who's like, oh, we can totally do that? I can't tell you how many times I've said that to people, and I have visibly watched them exhale. Of course we can do that together, no problem. And their whole body releases tension, because all they need to hear is, of course you can do that. I think you'd be so good at that. I can totally see you doing that. Of course that happens for you. They exhale. They stop bracing for things to go wrong. Only because I'm being completely fucking delusional. It's way more fun. It's way more fun. I promise you. Try it. Here's how we do it. 1, you go hyperbolic with your statements. I'm the best at this. This is going to be the easiest thing I've ever done. Of course they want to hire me. Why wouldn't they? I'm literally the best person for this job. I can do anything. That's going to be so easy. A conflict that I have, how do I phrase that? Something I run into when I'm teaching this to clients, perhaps is the best way, is they'll be like, yeah, but that's a lie. I know it's a lie, but eventually it will become a belief, and a belief is just a thought repeated. So why would we keep beliefs that don't help us get things done, that make things harder, that get in the way? That's kind of silly. No? So why wouldn't we have beliefs that make it easier, that make it lighter, that make us feel good? I don't care if it's true. I care if it's helpful. So let's do the helpful thing. Another thing that sometimes clients will say is like, well, how are you so happy-go-lucky about everything? Don't you worry about anything? Well, honestly, I don't worry about very much, for one, because I only worry about things that I need to worry about. Like, a phrase that I say a lot is, I'll eat that bridge when I get to it. So a lot of people are like, oh, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Nah, bitch, I'm going to eat it. I'm going to eat the bridge when I get to it. It's just a fun little thing my brain does. Why am I worrying about problems that don't exist yet? Why am I worrying about problems that don't have an 80% threshold to happen? That makes no sense. If a problem is not 80% likely to happen, I don't give a shit. I don't worry about it. It's not my problem. If, like, for example, there's a chance that a plane falls out of the sky and hits my house. Like, that happens. But you don't see me attaching anti-plane missiles on the roof of my house, which I don't even know how much those things weigh, but it would probably take a serious rig to get them up there. But it is a chance. Oh God, it could happen. It's happened somewhere on the earth, but there's not an 80% chance, so I'm not worrying about it. It makes no sense to worry about shit that doesn't have an 80% chance threshold, that is not in front of me, that is not currently happening, when I can just solve that problem when I get there. Like, walk me through how that helps me. It doesn't. All it does is take up very valuable brain energy that I can use to solve an actual problem, the problem in front of me, and or figure out how to get what I want faster, easier. That makes way more sense, right? So I'm not, again, I am delusional. I'm not stupid. I know problems will happen. I know things will be annoying. I know things will go wrong. I'm just not going to focus on them because that doesn't benefit me at all. That doesn't benefit me. So why would I do that? Makes no sense. When what I can do is just tell myself it's going to be great and easy. And the really beautiful thing about this is your brain hates being wrong. So if you tell yourself it's going to be so easy, I'm so great at this, of course they want me, your brain is going to prove you right. And if you tell yourself it's going to be so hard, I'm going to have to struggle, I'll never be able to do it, your brain is going to prove you right because your brain hates being wrong. So you may as well, again, choose beliefs, choose to be delusional in a way that helps you. I can tell you which one works out better. I'm literally telling you now, being delusional works out better. And if you think about people in your life who are just like overly confident that things will work out for them, I would be willing to bet a substantial amount of money that things just work out for them way more often than people who are committed to the belief that things never work out for them. Why? Because their brain always proves them right. So they will make damn sure that they sabotage the fuck out of everything that could go right for them because their belief is nothing ever goes right for them. So why not just have a delusional belief that everything works out? Everything is perfect. Of course you get what you want. You always get what you want. Make sense? Makes sense. Beautiful. Please tell me how you feel about this, because this is one that I find a good number of clients struggle with. Until they get it and they start seeing results from it. But being delusional, not only is it way more fun, it actually makes you way more likely to get what you want because your mindset is no longer in the way. So try it out. Tell me how it goes at Amanda_chills. Happy delusions in the meantime.